Here's some more news and information that you can absolutely use. Sit down. You definitely want to hold on to your hats for this one. Today, a coalition of 20 Democratic led states and the District of Columbia have filed a federal lawsuit in Rhode Island. Now, they're challenging new conditions attached to Victims of Crime Act, or VOCA, which grants would require states to literally cooperate with federal immigration enforcement to receive funding, federal funding. Now, the plaintiffs have argued these requirements exceed congressional authority and undermine victim support services. That's number one. Now, in Texas, Democratic lawmakers are returning to the state capitol after a 2-week walkout that we've all been hearing about in the news, designed to halt a Republican-led redistricting effort aimed at securing 5 more U.S. House seats, a move that aligns with Donald Trump's border strategy, or broader strategy, rather. In response, here's what California Democrats are unveiling. They have their own redistricting maps to boost Democratic representation with a special referendum that's actually scheduled for November 4th. Now, Massachusetts Democrats are doing something just as proactive by drafting legislation to enshrine civil liberties at the state level, including protections for abortion, gender-affirming care, and education rights. They're aiming to shield these rights from potential federal roadblocks. That's first, but let's talk about the impact. Now, the VOCA lawsuit represents a growing trend of judicial pushback against the Trump administration through their use of federal funding, right? And as leverage to enforce immigration policy. So wrong on so many levels, but good for them for fighting back. Electoral defense. States like Texas and California are actually engaging in intense redistricting battles using walkouts, public referenda, and legislative maneuvers to counteract partisan map-making and safeguard representation where it's most desperately needed, and that's in those Black and brown communities. Statutory safeguards are also up for grabs. Steps are taken by Massachusetts to codify access to reproductive and gender-affirming health care, sign an aggressive strategy by Democratic states to secure rights at the state level, particularly as vulnerable areas of law may shift under federal pressure. Now, these actions are actually reinforcing America's democratic resilience, signaling that states are not passive instruments, but active guardians of civil rights and civic rights. Legal and legislative defenses mounted by states may inspire federalist responses in other democracies facing centralizing pressures. And international observers may interpret these state strategies as affirmations and decentralized governance in the face of executive overreach. Now, here's what you can do. Stay informed. That's always the first thing that you can do. Continue to follow reputable news sources such as brownstoneworldwide.com and others, and local and nonpartisan discourses, right? Stay connected to Cityscape Radio as well. Engage locally, reaching out to your state legislators and learning about measures being taken to safeguard rights and challenge federal outreach, which we see as an outreach. Support transparency. Here's another thing. Encourage open hearings, citizen involvement in independent redistricting commissions to ensure fair policymaking and electoral integrity, especially as we go into the what? We already know, 2026. For more news and information that you can always use, head over to brownstoneworldwide.com, Cityscape Radio, and you guessed it, Brownstone Living Magazine. We'll see you around.
Welcome to the neighborhood.